Okay, so I think I know everybody. Like I said, I'm not really sure which Kim is on. So I'm not gonna, I mean, obviously I'm Tracy, but for people that are watching the recording, I'm the owner and person in charge of Tracy McGarry Fitness. And if you followed me at all, you know that I don't believe in anything that's not sustainable or quick fix, or I don't think there's just that one thing out there, but it's a culmination of everything. So I think you'll find that also in this presentation. If you know me, you also know that my background is education. So I tend to find ways to educate as I go. And the reason that I think this particular topic is important where it comes to summer is because I feel like summer is different than any other obstacle. Because if you think about the holidays, you know, maybe it lasts a month, right? Wait, let me in. Maybe it lasts a month. But when we're talking about summer, summer is like so long, like it's 3 months. And so it really does, it's a big chunk of time that either A, if you choose not to pursue or keep working on your fitness goals, it can be detrimental, but also to look at it as 3 months is a lot of time to make some progress as well. And so if we can kind of find hacks and tricks and tips to get around the stuff that gets in the way. I know that, like, when I think about my lifespan, whether it be whether I was a teacher or a stay-at-home mom, or now a single mom with a business, summer puts a dent in things for people because of kids being home, schedule being changed, vacations and stuff like that. So hopefully this will help everybody figure out a way to kind of work around whatever it is summer brings for them. So before I start the presentation, if anybody wants to open their mic, I obviously have the presentation ready, but I'm also going to take notes if there's anything in particular that anybody feels like they really want me to cover. If it's not in the presentation, I'll jot it down and make sure I cover it. So if anybody wants to jump on and unmic and talk about that, then that's great with me. Anybody have anything to share or just ready to listen?
Ready to listen.
Okay, well then I'm going to get started, and if just jot down notes if you have any questions, and then I'll unshare like the presentation and ask questions as they come. Okay. Let me make this small. Yeah. Okay. Let me move this. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're talking about summer fitness success. Okay, if you've watched any of my presentations, you've probably heard this where I've said it before, which is success is neither magical nor mysterious. It's the natural consequence of consistently applying the basic fundamentals. And I think this is true in any facet of life, whether it be fitness, business, relationships. If you're striving for any goal, there's no magic to any of it. It's not mysterious. It's truly just finding the basics, applying them consistently. So, of course, I'm going to go over the basics, and I'll go over these briefly only because, like I said, if you know me, you know I don't like to just go straight into just do this. I like for you to know the background. So bear with me if you've heard me say this a million times, but if you're like me, hearing it one more time, or maybe you're in a different spot in your life than the first time you heard it, or just hearing it again kind of solidifies it for you. So from my point of view as a fitness professional, I think the three main things you need for health and fitness is to master your mind, fuel your body, and train your body. Notice I did not say diet, and I did not say exercise. It's mastering your mind, fueling your body, and training your body, or yes. Okay, so why did I put mindset first? The reason I put mindset first above all else is because if you think about it, we all know what we should and shouldn't be doing. Like there might be a few things you don't really know that you that can enhance your fitness goals or your health goals, but ultimately we all know what we should be doing. We all know that we should be eating clean, we should be getting proteins, all that kind of stuff. But if we don't, and we a lot of times we don't, it's because of the mindset. So to me, once you get the mindset right, everything else falls in place, because I can give you all the information in the world, but if your mindset isn't right, it kind of doesn't matter. So when we're talking about working on your mindset, your body will follow. Number one, change your thinking, tell a different story. So if you're always saying, I never follow through, I can't get in shape, I'm always going to be overweight, you are literally, whether you say, especially if you say it verbally out loud to anybody, not only are you saying it, but you're hearing it. So it's a double whammy. And it's no different than telling a kid, you're not smart, you're not going to make it to college. They are listening and they will do the self-fulfilling prophecy. Your unconscious mind is no different. So if I could say anything, stop yourself from at least saying that. Number two, trust the process and stop quitting on yourself. The reason people don't reach their fitness goals is because they quit. And we will talk about the process. Does that mean you always have the process exactly right? No, but it means don't drop what you want because it's not working. Keep going, trust the process. Don't quit on yourself. You might need to pivot and make tweaks, but that's fine. But you just don't give up completely and go a different route. A third thing, create a vision instead of a specific goal. And why I think this is important is because specific goals, if you said, I want to lose 10 pounds by the end of summer. Okay, well, why 10 pounds? Do you even know what 10 pounds is going to look like on your body? And if you, let's say you lose 5 pounds, that is still a huge thing, but you've quote unquote failed if it was too specific. So create more of a vision of like, what do you want? You want like, I want to be toned. I want to lose some weight. I want to be healthy. I want to feel good. So more of a vision than being so specific that it's pass or fail. Next thing, does this bring me closer to the life I want? If you can consistently ask yourself that, stop and ask, is it going to bring me closer? And if you can keep that in mind and stop the things that don't, it will make all the difference in the world. And then last, and certainly not least, probably most important, is progress and process over perfection. If you can change your mindset to the faster you fail, you can get that out of the way. So whatever it may be, if you mess up or you fail or something doesn't go right, you can check it off your list and know that, okay, well, that didn't work. It's out of the way. What can I learn from it and move on? And I think that's huge. That kind of goes back to stop quitting. And if anybody has any questions, just stop me. Anybody have any questions on this so far? Okay, nutrition is science. I cannot state this enough. I've highlighted the most important thing. The king, let me let somebody in. The king of all nutrition is calorie balance, calorie in, calorie out. Calorie deficit. If you want to lose weight, it has to be a calorie deficit. So you have to take in less food than you're expending. That will always be true. Now, do we always know what our calorie deficit is? No. And can our calorie deficit where it needs to be changed? Yes. And does it change as we get older? Yes. And is it different when we hit menopause, premenopause? Yes. Does that suck? Yes. But it's still going to be calorie deficit and figuring out where your calorie balance is. End of story. However, then the two next things, okay, minor to these, this two next things, find a plan that's in alignment with your goals. So what are your goals? And that's where your macros comes in. And when we talk about macros, we're talking about proteins, carbs, and fats. So according to what your goals are, will be what your macros need to be. So calories first, macros second, and also second, not third, but a tie for second is eating more non-processed foods. The reason that is important is because the non-processed whole foods give you more energy. They are more filling. So if you think about a plate of, let's say, a 4-ounce chicken breast, a 1/2 to 3/4 cup of rice and broccoli, which would be a perfect, well-balanced meal cooked in some kind of oil, olive oil or avocado oil, or oil of your choice. You've gotten your proteins, fats, and carbs, and that meal is most likely about 400 calories. If you think about a Starbucks drink that's 400 calories, think about what you get in energy versus in the whole foods versus the processed foods. And then, of course, find a plan you can do forever. So if it's not sustainable, it's dumb to do it, because eventually going to want to, quote unquote, go back to normal. And when you go back to normal, that's when people just go off the rails, and, you know, you're back to day one, or back to the start of looking for another diet. All right, I'm going to stop share real quick. Any questions on nutrition? Okay, I also wanted to share a new app that I found, and it's called Yuka. There's a free version. There's also a paid version. If you upgrade to the pay version, they literally ask you, well, how much do you want to spend? And you can spend as little as $8 a year. Now, this is not an end all be all app by any means, but what it does is it helps you decide if the food is healthy or not. It rates food. And again, I don't think these people know everything. However, everything I've looked at so far, when they rate the food, I'm very impressed with it. It will tell you, like, for example, let me pull something up. For example, it'll pull something up and it will tell you why. It'll give you a score out of 100. So 48 out of 100 is poor. Then you can look in and see, okay, why are they saying it's poor? And for me, I don't like additives. So they'll tell me additives and they'll say if it's limited risk or high risk. And then I can look and say, okay, that's not worth it to me. And then it'll say, here are some recommendations instead. Now, it might say something like it's got too much sugar. Well, if I'm not worried about my sugar intake because I'm going to be careful of how much of something I eat, then it's a go for me. Or sodium, like depending on how you feel about sodium. So if you can take what's important to you and what they say, and don't go just directly with what they say, but take what they say, see why they're not scoring it high, and decide if that's important to you or not. So for example, one time, I can't remember what it was, it gave it a lower score because it wasn't high in protein. Well, okay, I'm going to eat protein with it, therefore it's not a risk for me. Does that make sense? So I encourage you guys to look into that, because it is really good about trying to get the non-processed foods that are going to give you more bang for your buck. But then again, it does not mean if it gets a score of 100, you can eat it until you get full, because it still may be high in calories. Questions? Okay, I'm gonna keep on going. All right, so moving on from nutrition. Okay, building the body you want is science. Okay, cardio does not build muscle. Is it good for your heart? Absolutely 100% good for your heart. It does not build muscle. Okay, that does not mean it tears down muscle, but if you do too much cardio, you will tear down your muscle. So if your goal is to have some muscle, you do not over cardio. Second thing, cardio is not the most effective way to lose body fat. When you lose weight through cardio, it is the same thing as restricting calories. So if you're trying to get to a calorie deficit so that you can lose some weight, you can do it one of two ways. You can eat less, so cut back like 500 calories, get rid of that Starbucks drink or those chips and hot sauce, or you can exercise until you burn that 500 calories. For me, I would rather cut out the things that are going to be extra calories than do that much cardio to burn it off, because the amount of cardio it takes to get at a calorie deficit because you went over is more than you realize. So prioritize strength training. And what I mean by that is if you have the choice to do, because it's summer, you have the choice. Do I do strength training? Do I do cardio? I'm going to say strength training every single time, because not only does strength training make you stronger, it's going to, as you get older, it's better for bone density. As you put on muscle, it increases your metabolism so that you are burning more fat just sitting there than you would if you're only doing cardio. And it's also going to give you definition. It's going to give you tone, which, I hate that word. And it's going to give you so much more than the cardio will. And then, of course, make sure your strength training routine is effective. So I post about this a lot too. It doesn't mean to just randomly pick up weights and not work every body part. You want to work your entire body, not necessarily in one session, but work your entire body throughout the week, and make sure you're lifting at a time where getting 12-ish reps is difficult. So if you can do 30 reps with a particular weight, you're really not going to build any muscle. Okay, so let's insert summer or any other season that changes your routine, cuts down on your time, or brings new obstacles. So this can be inserted for summer, for something happens where your kid's schedule changes, or it could be during the holidays. Okay, so let's talk about fueling your body and when summer gets in the way. All right, so these were some of the things people shared with me. There's not enough time to cook because the kids are home. There's too many tempting foods. There's parties. Kids are around eating different foods, pool parties, that sort of thing. It's too hot to cook. I can't get enough protein. Cocktails by the pool sure sound good. All right, so here are some things to think about. Number one, and these are in no particular order, you can meal prep, because meal prep is going to cut down on, if you prep it ahead of time, you don't get into that situation where you're like, oh my gosh, we have nothing to eat. Time to DoorDash. The kids want pizza. I guess I'll have pizza too. So get like I've always said, do your best to have a cooked protein at all times and any kind of healthy carbs, whether it be, roasted potatoes that you have, or those little packets of quinoa or rice, have those things available. Summertime, I feel like canned tuna is a perfect thing to have around. Rotisserie chicken, where most stores now have the pulled chicken for you. Eggs are a great standby too. I personally started using meal prep services. I love Trifecta Foods. I've heard a lot of people around here in our area of DFW, or I should say Grapevine, Colleyville, Southlake, is Utopia. Snap Kitchen does meal prep services where they send, and I think I've had a lot of people that like Factor Foods. And again, do not skip meals or go hungry. So if you are going to a pool party, or don't skip the meals thinking, okay, well, I'm going to eat that at the pool party, I might as well skip this meal, because what you're going to end up doing is you're going to go hungry, and that's when your willpower is gone, and it does not matter how hard you try, you're going to eat junk, and you're going to eat more than you expected. I think this is super important for those of you that have young kids, is get your kids involved. Let them pick out recipes. Since they're home and they have more time, they can help you with the shopping list. They can help go shopping, which mine don't do that. But I have found that when they start cooking with me, it's totally different. Drink lighter cocktails. We've talked about those, and I'll give you some examples. Always follow your cocktails with water. Eat clean when you can. And again, moderation. It does not have to always be all or nothing. So it does not have to be, well, forget it. I ate like trash. I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Come with a plan. Any questions so far? Everybody good? I think there's something in the chat.
I have one.
Yes.
This is Leanne. Okay, so you're hitting on, you're touching me right now. I feel like you're talking exactly to me. So I'm sure everybody on here has busy kids, busy lives. What I run into is my son plays baseball, and I go straight from work to the baseball game.
Yes.
And then when we get done with the baseball game, it's 9:30 when we get home, and I'm trying not to eat the concession stand food, obviously.
Yes.
But by the time we get home, and I'll carry like a protein bar with me, or something, or sunflower seeds, which I'm sure that keeps me from not snacking, or like just going to the concession stand. But when we get home, I am starving.
Right.
And then it's like, and I'll have something cooked, but then it's like, it's not enough, and it's not enough, and it's not enough.
Right. And
Does that
so
make makes
Yeah.
sense.
So what I would do is I would plan that day. So it's all going to come down to planning. Plan that day where you are eating all day long and getting the calories, even if it doesn't feel good. And even if it feels like you're eating too much, get those big meals before you go to the game.
Okay.
So even if you're stuffed because you ate too much, it's still in your calorie range and it's not like your body's going to be like, well, we're going to store this because we don't need it. Your body's going to eventually use it. So that's what I do. And like, so Reese sometimes has like, he has lacrosse games and they last all freaking day long on a Saturday. And what I do, and it is not fun, but I do it because I'm not going to do concession stand food, is I pack a ton of stuff. And one of the things that I pack is I'll do tuna with, and I use avocado, and I put it in a Tupperware, and then I pack a couple pieces of bread and I make myself a sandwich sitting right out there on the, and then a ton of fruit, just everything I can think of in a big cooler. And that's what I do. But I just pack and then I'll pack a protein drink. I'll pack a banana, lots of fruit. Because I don't want to eat protein drinks all day. So I eat a huge breakfast, even if I'm like forcing myself to eat it, because I don't want to get hungry. And then I have all my stuff packed. And which, like I said, it stinks, but it's what choice do you have? You're going to go to the games. You're not going to not go to the games.
My biggest issue, and I'm gonna promise you I'm not making excuses here. My biggest issue is I'm a sales rep that is in my car all the time. I'm a drug rep.
Yes.
So the keeping the stuff cool in my car is challenging in the
I
summer.
bet it is.
And even when I have ice packs and all the things, it's like when I reach in there by like, well, at that point it'd be 6 o'clock and stuff does not feel cool.
Right.
Like it just I get nervous.
Yeah. Can you heat up meals at any of the offices that you go to?
Any of my doctors would let me do that. And I've actually found, so we have, I don't know about in Texas, but we have QTs in Oklahoma and On-Qs, and they actually have nice, like most of the time they keep them very clean, like microwaves in there. So I usually will do that. And we're really diligent, probably better in the summer than we are in the winter, to be honest. On Sunday nights, we grill out, we grill a whole bunch of protein, like on the grill and some vegetables, and we will eat on that all week, but it's just like that only goes so far,
right? Yeah.
And then it's the getting it. Yeah. It's just all the things. Sometimes it's just like I know I've waited too long to eat.
Yes.
And then
that's the thing is like, you just got to plan ahead. And like, for me, and I've had clients that I've suggested too, like, you don't have to like eat all your meals from Trifecta or one of those places, but even if it's just your lunches, because to me, the Trifecta meals taste really good and they're quick and easy, they're tasty and they're there. And that way, like, I'm not eating chicken and rice every single day for lunch. Cause I don't want to spend my Sundays when I'm, like my kids have no desire to meal prep with me. And I don't want to spend my Sundays when I'm not working, cooking. So it's like, to me, it's worth the money of getting some meal prep sent to my house. And when I'm hungry, that's what I eat. Even if I'm ordering them pizza.
Do you know what freight they use? Is it FedEx, UPS? What do they use? Do you know?
I think FedEx.
Okay. Cause I use that Hungry Route. You were using Hungry Route for a while.
Yes.
And whatever they used did not deliver to my house.
Okay. Well, FedEx, it's FedEx.
Okay. So
see what you think about them and make sure that you use the 40% off coupon the first time around.
Okay. Thank you.
And then keep up with it because it's a service and they're going to send you stuff the next week unless you skip it or cancel it.
Okay. I may be reaching out to see what tastes good.
Yeah. Well, I do clean and I do clean. I do 10 lunches because I eat the same amount for lunch and dinner and the dinners are huge. So I just do 10 lunches. I have 10 meals sent to me. You can do 5, but just do lunches and do clean. And you'll get 5 different, like for me, I get 10 different meals. None of them are the same.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. Okay. And then let's see, where do I go? Okay. Last. Okay. Train your body. Summer. My kids are home and my schedule is off. It's too hard to work out because I'm traveling, like on vacation. It's too hot to work out. I don't have time to work out. So these are the things, most of the things. So if I'm not covering your issue, let me know. Okay. I'm always going to say self-care first. I know kids are home and there's like, okay, do I have time to go to the gym? Honest to God, if I'd have learned this when I was younger, I think I would have been a happier person and a better mom. But if you take care of yourself first, you truly will be a better mom. It is not selfish to find time to work out. It's just not. And not only is your mental capacity going to be better, but you're going to live longer for your kids too. So I'm always going to say, put yourself first when it comes to getting your workouts in. Number 2, schedule it and make it a non-negotiable. So if your days, your schedule changes, then look at your calendar, schedule stuff in and make it non-negotiable. If your schedule changes weekly, then on Sunday, schedule it and get it in there. And again, prioritize strength training, workout with intensity, find full body or circuit workouts, and move. Something is better than nothing. So again, move away from that all or nothing mentality of, well, I didn't have time, so I might as well not work out. Because even if you only get in 2 workouts a week, it's still better than 0. And yes, it does matter. So let's talk a little bit about, working out with intensity. I don't know how many of you saw my little reel yesterday about working out with intensity, but my clients will attest to the fact that when they work out with me and they do the little Apple Watch, they're always like, I burn so many more calories than I do when I'm running or on the step mill or whatever. And it truly can be done. Like, you can burn more calories in a weight training session while building muscle if you do it right. And what I mean doing right, that doesn't mean you never take a break, because if you never take a break, then you're not resting enough to get stronger. So it's a balance between be intense. When you are at rep 10, you should start feeling like, if I was by myself and nobody was watching, I would quit right now, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try to get 12. And then when you get to 12, if your form is sucking a little bit, keep going as long as you're not going to hurt yourself, and push yourself to 15. So, you got to kind of know where that balance is for you. But if you keep pushing yourself, your heart rate is going to go up. You are going to build muscle. And when you build muscle, you are going to increase your metabolism. If you increase your metabolism, you are naturally going to burn fat more than you do if you don't do that. So it's so important. Like, it's literally not going to the gym and lifting 5-pound weights for 20 reps. It will not work. Now, that being said, if 5-pound weights are hard for you, yes, but you shouldn't always be at 5-pound weights. And yes, there's going to come a time where you're not going to get stronger. You're going to kind of bottom, like you're going to kind of plateau, and that's fine too. But you should always be getting stronger, because if you're not building any more muscle. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. And then I want to share something real quick. I know a lot of you guys, well, actually, let me finish this and then I'll do it. Okay. And then mastering your mind. Again, it's the story you tell. So if you hear yourself saying it's summer, it's too late to get in shape, why even try? Or it's summer, I'm going to lose everything I've worked for. This happens every summer. I can't do it. I might as well quit. If you're saying those things to yourself, then you're right. You're not going to get in shape. You're going to lose everything, and it's going to keep happening every summer. And if you quit, then you're back at square one. So mindset, change your thinking, tell a different story. It's okay to be frustrated that summer is here. It's okay to not get to work out the same amount. It's okay that your eating is not as great as it was, but it's a season. This is a season, and I don't mean it's summer season. It's a season in your life, whether it be your kids are like busy. Like for me, my kids are home. It's a season. It's not always going to be this way, and I need to just go with it and make the most of it. So find a way, right? Kind of like figure it out, pivot, modify what you're doing, ask for help, and be open-minded to try new things. And again, move away from all or nothing. And like I said, it's a season. Go with it, do the best you can, and progress and process over perfection. Because again, your life is it's not ever going to be perfect. There's always going to be something that gets in the way, and you got to keep moving forward, even if your progress isn't as much as it would be if the kids were in school, but you can still make progress. And then I'm going to see if I can figure this out. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are on the app, so I wanted to show you, okay, first of all, obviously, you know where the recipes are, but there's like, what I would do is I would go through these with your kids, if that's something you want to do, and find the ones that they're willing to do. Like my kids love the air fryer nuggets, and as gross as it is, they love dredging the chicken in the junk and all that kind of stuff. They like doing, like, they truly like just about making all of these. Anything that they can put their hands on and be gross with, they like it. So that would be my suggestion with foods, is get your kids involved. And then when we're talking about, okay, so if you are a gym person, and let's say that it's busy and you can only get in 3 workouts, but there's 4, what do I do? Okay. You have several options. You can just do push, leg, and pull, because that's going to work your entire body, and just skip glutes. Okay. Because up here, you're doing glutes anyways. And you can that was just a specific one. Okay. So that's one option. Put it down to three workouts if you have to. If you only have 2, you have the option of saying, okay, well, today I'm going to do upper body. So I'm going to do push and pull. You just don't do as many exercises, cut them down. So like if something says to do, it's not pulling up. So if something says to do 3 to 4 sets, do 2 sets. Okay. And most of the way that I have put these workouts, you have all the big movements first. So if you skip some of the bottom ones, you're still going to get more bang for your buck doing the top ones, because I have arranged it to where chest press is a big movement, dumbbell press is a big movement, dips are a big movement. So you can do a few things here and a few things here, and you'll hit your whole body. Or you can do half the push workout, half the leg workout, and the next day do the rest of the leg workout and the pull workout. That's one thing to do. So be a problem solver and figure out, okay, how can I do that? When you're looking at, if you're a home workout person, okay, you can very easily skip this workout, okay? Because again, glutes are going to be in your leg workouts. So if you've got to skip something, you do day 1 and you do day 2, because again, glutes are hit with legs, and shoulders are a smaller movement than pulling, which is back, and pushing. Okay, that's one way you can modify that. The other thing that you can very easily do, if you have a very busy week, do a full body circuit. Full body means you're working your full body. So you can do 1 full body circuit. It tells you to do, go through it 1 to 3 rounds, get as many rounds as you can. Because again, it's the mindset of, I got 1 round in, it was better than nothing. So you could very easily one week say, I'm just going to do full body circuits. I only have 2 days. I'm going to do full body circuit 1, full body circuit 2. Okay. And then again, there's also the no equipment workouts. And I'm the biggest believer in do what you want on vacation. If you're the type of person that you feel better when you work out, then do a no equipment workout when you're on vacation. If you're the type of person that's like, I'm taking off of everything, then by all means, take off of everything. And then I think most of you have seen it. Most of you app users have seen it. There's a whole thing on healthy summer cocktails, which that it's just basically vodka, kombucha, so I think most people know like how, which things are healthier than others. So it's going to be the white alcohols over the wines and stuff like that. But with that being said, it doesn't mean you can't have wine, but I always tell people, have a glass of wine, have a full water, have a glass of wine, have a full water. So you don't have to say no to those things. Any questions so far or at all? Move this.
White wine? What if it's white wine?
So wine is heavier in sugar than all the other, like, that's the thing is white wine is heavy. And again, I'm not saying I'm lucky because I don't like wine. Like I truly enjoy vodka over everything else. But just everything in moderation, and here's the thing about wine or vodka for that matter. And again, like those of you that got on early, I was like, I'm having a drink because it's Thursday and I don't have my kids. And that's what I have a drink on Thursday is that like, I know as I'm having this drink, it has zero, the calories from my vodka are going to do nothing for me. They're not going to give me any energy. They're not going to give me any protein, no carbs, no nothing. I'm okay with that. I know that's what it does, but I'm okay with it because I'm going to enjoy it here and there, but just be aware that any kind of alcohol, like it literally it's calories that do nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
So drink with caution. Cheers.
As I'm drinking my white wine right now.
No, good. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm having mine's like vodka soda. So it is what it is, I mean, life's too short. I'm never going to go the rest of my life without drinking. So
yeah,
that's what it is. Does anybody have any questions? Did I cover everything that everybody can think of that gets in the way? Thumbs up. Yes. Are there any other questions that have nothing to do with summer that anybody has? Because I'll be happy to answer.
I don't have a question, but when you were talking about the Yuka app, I just wanted to throw out there that I was using something like that called the Fooducate. Have you heard of that one?
No, how do you spell it?
It's not educate, it's Fooducate, Fooducate,
Oh,
which
cool.
kind
Okay.
of reminds me of what you were talking about. If you wanted to like check that out.
Did you like it?
I did. I would scan things and it rates them A, B, C, or D, and it tells you why. And then it gives you alternative choices too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's what this does too. And like I said, when I first was looking at it, I was like there's things that I was like, well, why would that, like, that's not negative to me. But then I was like, you know what? They're just really letting you know, like, because everybody's goals are different, and my huge thing is like I can read a label and see how much sugar it is and be like, I don't really care. I'm eating it anyways. But like additives, like what I like about this one is it will literally tell you not only like a lesser score because it's additives, but then it'll tell you, are they really bad additives or are they just additives that you want to be careful of? Because I was
I like that. I like the alternative choices.
Yes, and they give you alternatives because I was very sad to see that my Oatly milk that I love is like has a bunch of additives. I was like, oh no, that's my favorite. But it's important enough for me to like try new ones because it was literally like the additives are bad. It wasn't like they're semi bad because I might have gone, yeah, I'll just have it, one glass or whatever. So, oh well, live and learn. I know. I wonder what they would do if I scanned my vodka, what it would say. I would go, I don't care. Well, that's all I have, guys. But I really, really appreciate everybody's time and coming on here. And I I know everybody's busy. So, and if you guys think of any other questions, just post them in the group and I'll cover them.
Okay.
Thank you. That was a lot of good
Thank
information.
you.
Good.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you. It
Thank
was very informative. Thank you so much.
Good. All right. Hi, Amy. All right. Well, y'all have a good rest of your evening, and I'll record this, and y'all will also get a copy of it too if you want to watch it again if there's something. But like I said, just feel free to put it in the group, and I'll answer whatever.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you. Have a good
Thanks.
weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.